Hey everybody, welcome to the SMA Journey 51 blog. Okay, in today's video, I'm going to be introducing everybody to another pharmaceutical company, and their name is Roche Pharmaceuticals. I'm going to go over a little bit of background information on the company, then I'm also going to show you 3 of their ongoing clinical trials that they have available. Now these clinical trials are not scheduled to end until late 2020 or the first part of 2021. And while this may be a few years out, I've also stated in a few of my videos that this is the time that we need to take to familiarize ourselves with these studies, so when they do become available to us, we'll be able to speak to our doctors. So take a look at the PowerPoint presentation that I did, and afterwards I'll come back and I'll give you a few final thoughts. Okay, so in today's PowerPoint presentation, I'm going to be introducing everybody to Roche Pharmaceuticals, and you may hear me call out 2 other pharmaceutical names, such as Genentech and Trophus. But Genentech and Trophus have teamed up with Roche Pharmaceuticals to create these 3 ongoing clinical trials. So just know that if I say Genentech or Trophus, that I'm talking about Roche Pharmaceuticals as a whole. And all of this information was copied verbatim from the Roche website, which I will provide a link to in the description of this video. So a little background information about Roche. Headquartered in Basel, Switzerland, Roche is a leader in research-focused healthcare with combined strengths in pharmaceuticals and diagnostics. Roche is the world's largest biotech company with truly differentiated medicines in oncology, immunology, infectious diseases, ophthalmology, and neuroscience. Roche is also the world leader in vitro diagnostics and tissue-based cancer diagnostics, and a front-runner in diabetes management. Roche's personalized healthcare strategy aims at providing medicines and diagnostics that enable tangible improvements in the health, quality of life, and survival of patients. Founded in 1896, Roche has been making important contributions to global health for more than a century. 24 medicines developed by Roche are included in the World Health Organization's model list of essential medicines, among them life-saving antibiotics, antimalarials, and chemotherapy. Now we're going to be talking about a treatment or a drug called olesizine, and I wanted to share this information with you. Olesizine, otherwise known as TRO-19622, is an investigational medicine designed to protect the health of motor nerve cells. Results of a pivotal phase 2 study of olesizine in type 2 and non-ambulatory type 3 SMA patients from the ages of 3 to 25 years were first presented in April of 2014 at the 66th American Academy of Neurology, or the AAN, located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the United States. Trophus's development program was supported by the French Muscular Dystrophy Association. Olesizine has been granted Orphan Medicinal Product designation for the treatment of SMA by the European Medicines Agency, and they've also been granted Orphan Drug designation by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Now this was an email that I received from Genentech the other day, and it's got some good information that I wanted to share with you. Genentech currently has 3 active and recruiting SMA trials. These trials are age-specific. If there is an interest in any trials, they recommend patients speak with their healthcare provider. If patients would like information on these trials, patients have to call them directly at 1-888-662-6728 for specific contact information. Now, within the email, they list 3 trial identifiers, and these trial identifiers are what we're going to use when we go out to the clinicaltrials.gov website. I'll show you how to plug these identifiers in to pull up each one of these specific trials that we're going to be going over. Information on their clinical trials may be found on their website, www.gene.com, and on the National Institute of Health, or the NIH website, which is www.clinicaltrials.gov. The study name, study number, or the product and disease state may be entered in the search field of the homepage to access available clinical trials. For additional information, please call the Genentech Clinical Trial Information Line at 1-888-662-6728. They are available to assist you Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States and in Canada. Now, we're going to be going over the 3 ongoing clinical trials that Roche and Genentech and Trophus already have in place. Okay, and all of this information was copied verbatim from the clinicaltrials.com website. And again, I'll provide the link in the description of this video. The first one is to investigate the safety, tolerability, PK, PD, and efficacy of R07034067 in infants with type 1 spinal muscular atrophy. And they're going to be calling this trial Firefish. Now, this long R0703 number, I'm just going to refer to this as this treatment, and you'll understand as we go through it. But in this treatment, this is an open-label, multi-center clinical study that is to assess the safety, tolerability, pharmacokinetic, pharmacodynamic, and efficacy of this treatment in infants with type 1 spinal muscular atrophy. The study consists of 2 parts, an exploratory dose finding, which is part 1, and a confirmatory part 2, which will investigate this treatment for 24 months at the dose selected in part 1. Now, there may be a little bit of confusion as to what PK and PD stand for. Pharmacokinetics, which is the PK, is the study of how an organism affects a drug, whereas pharmacodynamics, which was the PD, is the study of how the drug affects the organism. Both together influence dosing, benefit, and adverse effects. I list the trail identifier for this particular study, and again, we'll go over that in just a minute. And the estimated enrollment for this particular clinical trial is 48 participants. The actual study start date was December 24th of 2016. The estimated primary completion date will be November 30th of 2020, and the estimated study completion date will be January 1st of 2021. The ages that are eligible for this study is 1 month to 7 months, so these are infants. The second study that we're going to look at is a study to investigate the safety, tolerability, pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, and efficacy of this treatment in type 2 and 3 spinal muscular atrophy participants, and they're going to call this study Sunfish. This is a multi-center, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled phase 2 study to assess the safety, tolerability, pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, and efficacy of this treatment in adult and pediatric patients with type 2 and type 3 SMA. The study consists of 2 parts, an exploratory dose finding, which is part 1 of this treatment for 12 weeks, and a confirmatory part, which is part 2 of this treatment for 24 months. Again, I'll list the trail identifier, and we'll go into that in just a moment. The estimated enrollment for this particular clinical trial is 219 participants. The actual study start date was October 20th of 2016. The estimated primary completion date will be May 31st of 2019, and the estimated study completion date will be July 16th of 2020. The ages that are eligible for this study are 2 years to 25 years, so this is children and adults. The third and the last clinical trial that we're going to go over is a study of this treatment in adult and pediatric participants with spinal muscular atrophy, and this one is going to be known as Jewelfish. This is a multi-center, exploratory, non-comparative, and open-label study to investigate the safety, tolerability, pharmacokinetic, and pharmacodynamic relationship of this treatment in adult and children with type 2 and type 3 spinal muscular atrophy who have been previously enrolled in a study with a survival of motor neuron 2, or the SMN2 targeting therapy. Again, I list the trail identifier, and the estimated enrollment for this particular clinical trial is 24 participants. The actual study start date was March 3rd of 2017. The estimated primary completion date is April 5th of 2019, and the estimated study completion date is again April 5th of 2019. The ages that are eligible for this particular study will be 12 years to 60 years. So again, children and adults. Okay, so I took you out to the clinicaltrials.gov website, and from this website, you'll be able to edit, copy, and paste each one of those trial identifiers that I gave you in the PowerPoint presentation. So as an example, when you go to the clinicaltrials.gov website, the first thing that you'll need to do is to make sure that you select all studies. Then, under the second criteria search box, edit, copy, and paste that particular trial identifier. Once you've entered in that trial identifier, press your enter button on your keyboard, and it'll bring up that particular study. From there, you can left-click on the study title, and that'll open up the entire clinical trial website that'll show you this particular ongoing trial. Now, I didn't list all of this information in my PowerPoint presentation because it would have made it way too long. But when you go to each one of these individual trials, you'll see a lot more information that should answer all of your questions, such as the outcome measures that they're looking for. If you go back up to the top, it says that the recruitment status is that they're still recruiting. First posted September 23rd of 2016. Last updated post was January 29th of 2018. So they should be updating these on a regular basis. So again, you can do this for each one of the specific trial identifiers that I gave you within the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so one last item before we finish. I took you out to my website, which is www.smajourney51.com. I'm going to be loading a lot of this information that we discussed in the PowerPoint presentations on my website. That way everything is in one central location. Now if you go to the tab that says Pharmaceutical Companies, you'll see that it's a drop-down menu. And when you click on it, you'll see Avexis and Biogen information, but you should also see another entry for Roche Pharmaceuticals. It's not showing up on this video because I haven't yet updated my website. But by the time you watch this video, everything should be updated. So go up to the Pharmaceutical Companies drop-down option and click on Roche Pharmaceuticals to find all of the information that we spoke about in today's PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so I hope everybody enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation and the information that I gave you. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. I hope everybody has had a wonderful week. God bless you, and until next time, bye-bye.